we have 2 over 3 squared. And if you're going through questions already, I could guarantee you that you're going to see repeat. All right, because the questions do repeat over time. All right, 2 over 3 square would mean that the square outside would actually affect the two things on the inside. So we're talking 2 times 2 over 3 times 3, and that is 4 over 9, right? And as you see, we do have that.
No, I'm not competent for this.
Right.
I'll paper them stuff.
All right, let's go. All right, so for number 2, number 2 is one of those questions that trick a lot of people. And I'm going to just show you what you need to do. First, it says what percentage of 340 is 420. A lot of people who get this would have started out by setting up this, and that's the problem. Almost everybody who got this question, they do this. This is incorrect. The reason why it's incorrect is because of the words. So the words, they do play a very imperative part of what you do. It says what percentage of. This deals with the denominator. So when you see of, it's going to be the denominator, is the numerator. So in this case, what we really have to do is this. So it says what percentage of 340 off. So this piece, the off will go at the bottom. All right. Now it's a no calculator exam. And definitely I'd say to you that elimination must be used, all right, throughout the paper. So a lot of times you're not necessarily going to work out the answers. All right, sometimes you'll get rid of what cannot be. All right. All right. So if this is, I'm going to show you what I would not do. So let me go again. I'll show you what I would not do in this exam. I would not do this right now for this. And the reason why, when I look at the numbers, I'm going to stop. For example, let us say, I'm just showing you how you might stop. Let's say you cancel with this. And I'm not saying you can't set it up like this, you know. Do it. But you will know when you can stop. Because when I look at this, if I divide 2 into this, I get 5. 2 into this, I get 17. This is going to give me a very nasty idea. It's going to be rough to divide this into that. You can do, but it doesn't look clean like you know. So I wouldn't go this route. And that is why it's a multiple choice paper. What you can do though is this, right? Watch. So you want to understand what you have. So first, you're going to have to set up this. Now, I want you to understand that the bigger one is at the top. It means that my answer is more than 100%, right? So this is incorrect. This is incorrect already. So I am left to decide, is it this, is it that? That's what we're talking about. There are 2 answers that will be not good. And then you choose between the other 2. So here's the thing now. If I take 340, right? If I take 340 from the 420, let's take it, subtract that. 425 minus 340. You'll get 85. The thing is, when you subtract the first 340, that is already 100%, you know. In other words, the 340 can go into 425 one time already. So that's 100%. So when I subtract, I'm trying to find the remainder. So 85 is left. So it can go into it one time and 85 over 340. This one represents 100. So now all I'm going to do is to look whether or not this 85 is 25% are 52. You can look. I know it's not 52 because 52 will be more than a half. Is 85 a half of 340? No, it's not. It's way less than a half. That means it can't be this either. So without working it out, the answer is this by default. So sometimes, as I said to you, some of the questions you're gonna have to stop a little while and go through. Never rush and never guess. The only time I'm expecting you to guess is if time run out, don't leave anything blank. But you have 90 seconds per question, and there are some questions that you're gonna go faster on, so you will save time to do the ones that will take up time. So for this one, 425 over 340 is 125%. And we're saying that you could subtract to get 100% first. When you subtract the 340 out of the 425, that you're saying you're accounting for 100% of 340 already. And then the remainder, you relate it. And this is actually a quarter. All right, this is actually a quarter of 340. So it's actually C. All right, so this is one of those weird ones you have to take your time and you work through. Number 3, it says Anne and Betty shared a sum of money in the ratio 2-3. Anne received $120. What is Betty's share? All right, guys, see if you could work out that quickly. Work out that quickly.
Finished, sir.
All right, anybody else?
Yes, sir.
All right. What are the answers? What's your answer, Miss Scott?
180.
All right, anybody want to confirm?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. All right, so from time to time, I may just stop asking to work with them. All right, so basically what we have here is, so the money is between, they did say Anne and Betty, all right, and then Anne received that. So basically you could see that 2 parts, those same principles that we learned, 2 parts is that. So it's up to you, it depends on how you want to go. You could go faster, it's fine, all right? So you could see 60 is 1, so if you multiply this by 3, you're getting 180, which is the next one. Very simple. Try not to error as you go through, right? See, this question comes back, and this paper that I'm looking at is from 2013. And I think I did this last night and I saw this. 12.5% is 1/8. So I want you to make a note of that. It is 1/8, right? So again, for this question, if 1/8 is $40, then the total sum is to reciprocate this. And you'll get it. So you'll get 320. Definitely we saw this question last night on the live that we're doing yesterday. All right, let's take a look at this question. Anybody want to quickly respond to this question? Number
Yes,
5.
sir. That's 15. C.
All right, all right, all right, good. Very good, very good. Without working is 15. You don't need to work this. Why? Whenever you see all the numbers the same, you don't waste time to work it. It's because you're going to get a 1 and a 5. But in context of this question, there's nothing to work. It's about an approximation. So basically, you want to have a vivid understanding of the value system here. So this is actually 30. Basically, it's almost 30. So 0.5 is half of 30. Definitely, it's 15. Because 29.94. 29.94. Right? Only 15 there would actually be representing a half of that thing. Because 0.5 is a half. Go ahead.
No, sir, it run up, sir.
No, you not necessarily any rounding right now. It's all about what the question said. The question said, it's not about rounding anything, Kevin. The question says the value of 29.94 times a half is approximately, they are saying it is not 15 here. The answer, we're not saying the reality is 15, but this is the word they use, approximately what? So in other words, look, so when you look at this, you're saying this is almost 30. It's not, but it's almost 30, which means approximately this is 30. So a half of 30 is approximately 15. We're not saying it's 15, but 15 is the closest to the answer. The answer is about 14 point something. But what
Right.
is closest to it? The closest to it is 15, because it could not be 0.15. Could not. And it could not be 1.5, and it definitely could not be 150. You say, what I want us to do is that, as I said, eliminate. All right, read your questions, understand what they're saying, then eliminate. A lot of times they're not going to work out anything. Eliminate. All right, good. So 15 is the answer. It's not rounding. You're just having an idea of the number that they have in respect to what they had wanted, an approximate thing. So they are saying something near to the reality. Number 6. Number 6 says, in a school, the ratio of the number of pupils to the number of teachers is 20 to 1. So this is like students to teachers. If the number of pupils is 840, how many teachers are there? All right. So with a question like this, you want to make sure that you write down your idea. So pupils to teacher would be 20 to 1. And if I realize that I have 840, for every 20, I'm going to have 1. So I want to employ division. So this question is saying, hello, could you divide? Regular division. Huh? And they're going to set up, what I like about the multiple choice paper is that they're going to set up the numbers so nicely. All right. You will never get numbers that you can't work with. Never. It's always going to be numbers that you could flow with easily. All right, let's go. The largest prime number that is less than 100 is. This is something that you need to memorize. This question comes a lot. And at the same time, you could take a look on prime numbers between 1 to 100. You could just take a look. Just take a look at them. All right, 97 would be the answer, right? But what you can do, because this is something not to work out, basically, this is knowledge, something that you know. But I could say to you, you could have eliminated what's not. For example, when I look at these nice numbers with 9 and 3, I'll try 3 into it. Also, I want to understand and memorize what a prime number is. A prime number is a number that... Yeah, I'm listening. I'm listening. Go ahead. I'm not hearing you. I stopped to listen, but I'm not hearing anything.
Can go up to number 4.
What are you doing with number 4, Rihanna?
Yeah, right off the answer, sir.
Rihanna, you don't need to write off the answer. Remember, you're going to get the recording. Make sense? All right, Rihanna. Rihanna, it's like it's multiple choice.
Okay,
right?
sir.
Yeah, man, it's multiple choice, and I'm recording it. I'm gonna send it back to you. What I want you to do is, I really want you to go back over it. So I'd rather you write it off when you go back over it. At least I'm sure you'll go back over it by yourself. Because remember, I want you to rewatch it. All right. So no, you know, you can't just watch. And if I give you something to work out, you work out. You know, if you don't catch it, then when you rewatch it at that time, well, like you can just do your little stuff. All right, but all right, take a look at this one. So what I'm suggesting is I'll divide this by 3 because this is a 9. Right? Or if it does not work, you try another number. What numbers could work? What numbers could work? So you try them. What number could go into 91? What number could go into that one number? You're going to realize you have numbers that can work, numbers that can go into those numbers. All right, this one look like 7 can go into it. 7 into 91. Yeah, 1 time and remainder 2, about 13. So that 7 could go into 91 about 13 times. And you could say that 3 could go into that. You could say that 3 could go into that. Because remember what prime numbers are. Prime number would have 2 factors, 1 and itself. So the fact that I can find 7 that can go into this, it means it's not a prime. I can find 3, I can find 3. It's not a prime. So firstly, you want to remember what prime numbers are. So I'll just write a few prime numbers. Number 1 is not a prime number, right? The smallest prime number is 2, 3, 5, 7. 9 is not prime, okay? And you go 11, you go 13, 17, 19, and it goes on, 23, 29, and you keep going. 31, those are some of the prime. All right, so I'm just saying that you need to probably Google them, take a look at them, questions come about them. And it's something that you need to know. Or you could try numbers and see if it could work, like small numbers, and you see. Huh? Okay. All right. The highest common factor of 12, 15, and 6 is, in other words, the biggest number that could go into 12, into 15, and into 6. Biggest number is what?
60, sir.
3,
Huh?
sir. 3.
6 or 6.
All right, let me talk to Kevin. Kevin, what did you
Sir.
say?
Sir, I did said 60, sir.
Yeah, man, but the key word here is a what? This.
So the highest common factor, sir.
Yes, factors. So they want the highest common factor of 12, 15, and 60. The highest common factor cannot be bigger than 12 or 15. All right? Because you want a factor for 12. The biggest factor for 12 is 12. The biggest factor for 15 is 15. The biggest factor for 60 is 60. So it could not be 60. Why? Because 60 already bigger than 15 and bigger than 12. So it would be one of those numbers. So you would have to pick 3. You have to be careful in here. You don't want to go in this exam with these questions and lose out, because I'm saying to you, people are going to get 60 out of 60. And one of the mistakes people are making now is that they are thinking that because it's a multiple choice, it's going to be easy. No, it's not, because there is no pass mark. So it's not like if I get 45 or 48, I get a grade 1. We don't know what you will get, because they're going to have to wait until the entire Caribbean paper is marked, then they decide. So I am telling you that a lot of people are having sleepless nights on as many past paper questions because they intend to get 60 out of 60 to make sure they secure their spot. So if you feel settled with 50 out of 60, no, you can't, because I'm not saying that you can't get grade 1 with it, but I don't know what's going to happen, because it's going to be conditional to what other people are doing. And it's not just Jamaica, it's the entire Caribbean. So think about that. So you have to get serious, right? All right, again, this is a repeat question. I saw this last night. All right. So we could factorize out the 49. You get 17 plus 3. So this is 49 times 20. So the correct response is that. So you want to just take your time and see what you have, you know, what you have. The value of the 5 in the number 537. Anybody want to quickly state that?
500, sir.
Very simple, 500. And when you have whole numbers, we're not talking the decimal numbers. If you call the value for the number, you get each of them in their respective places. Because if I ask you to read that number, you would say 500 first. That means you're telling me that the 5 is 500. And then you said 30. So it's like you're telling me that the 3 value 30, and then you say 7. 537. So if you listen to yourself, you're naturally actually saying it, you know. All right, which of the following set is equivalent? What do they mean by equivalent set? So you probably need to write this down. Equivalent sets, matter of fact, let me write it for you. equivalent sets would have the same number of elements. Let me write it. All right, so equivalent, you could write this with me. Equivalent sets have the same number of elements. Equivalent sets have the same number of elements. So when you look at this, we're talking about 4 elements. You want to find a set that has 4 elements, not number 4, 4 elements. So C has 4 elements. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. So you see, listen, we don't want to mess up. Why do you think I'm making sure I'm going through so many papers? I remember that we're going live tomorrow morning. For those who are not going to work, we are on at 10 again. But it's gonna be live, so if you miss it, you can rewatch it. Go ahead.
Sir, I know why they put it 4 feet first in us, sir. They can trick in us, sir. They can trick your feet in us, sir.
Yeah, man, you can't get tricked. That's why I may highlight it. That's why I wrote this, so you understand what it means. The same
Yes,
number
sir.
of elements. All right, good. So you're looking for, that's what equivalent sets refer to. And that question has been coming for a while. Anybody remember seeing this last night? I did this question and I wasn't doing this paper. And I did number 15 and I wasn't doing this paper. And that is why we're saying that, listen, you see, the more of these multiple choice things that we go through, you're going to realize that you really can get this 16 because some questions will be coming back. All right. It says in the Venn diagram below, the shaded area represent what? Anybody remember what we said the answer is for this?
A, sir.
A. Exactly. It's P complement. And we said that P complement refers to everything except P. And you're seeing that everything was shaded except P. Is that clear?
Yes,
All
sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. This is something now. This one always come. They might change the number. All right. So, all right. Look, every time you're doing one of these past paper, by you reach number 12, take a look. You're going to start with some set question. You probably get 3 or 4. And so the paper set up to cover the entire syllabus. And you notice we're passing through different things as we go. All right. This question here, I want you to take note of this. So I want you to write down a formula. This formula is a formula for set. Watch. So let us say we have the number of elements. So let's say I have A union, that means union, A union B is equal to number of A plus the number of B minus A intersect B. All right, this is like a general idea where it is saying that the union of 2 sets is like adding the 2 values for the sets and take out the intersection. If you do that, you'll get the union of. And in the same breath, the intersection, look at the sign, intersection is a little turn down thing, like it's not really an end, but it want a shape like this. It's a turn down dish. So the intersection is similar. It's A plus B, but this time you're subtracting the union. So I want you to take a good look at this. If I do 5 past paper, you're gonna see this question coming back 3 times. So I'm saying, look, if I'm doing the union, I'm just going to add the 2 sets, the numbers for them, and minus the intersection. If I'm trying to find the intersection, I'm still going to add the 2 sets and then take away the union. So that little idea will be coming at you. Look at this question. Now they're saying to you, if X plus Y are 2 finite sets such that the number of elements in X is 7, the number of elements in Y is 5, and then the intersection is 3. Look what they're asking it for. What I was saying, they're asking it for this one. both of them is worked out the same way. So all you're going to do, you're going to add the number for X, which is 7, add the number for Y, which is 5.
So you get
Take
12
out,
and
take
minus
out,
3,
yes.
and it gives you
And
9.
you will get 9. I'm just saying this is how they set these all the time, this question. So it's either there, so even if they had asked you for the intersection, they will give you the union. You set it up the same way. Add the 2 single sets and take out. All right, guys, take a note of it. We're going to see if it comes back another time. Let's check this one out. If P is factors of 6 and Q factors of 4, then the shaded region is what? The shaded region refer to sharing, things that are in P that are also in Q. So you could do this mentally, or you could take some time out to figure out what is set P. Set P would be factors, not multiples, factors of 6. Factors of 6 would be numbers that multiply to give 6. For example, 6, 3, 2, and 1. Those are the only factors of 6. Factors of Q are as follows: 4, 2, and 1. So you're definitely seeing them. And they're saying, now, can you tell me the numbers that are in both? That's what they're asking. And then you look and you're like, oh, I am noticing something here, right? Yes, we're noticing that 1 and 2 would be in both sets. Is that clear with everybody? Is that clear, everybody?
Yes,
B.
sir.
All right,
Yes,
very
sir.
good. Right, very good. Let's go up top for number 15. This question comes like a million times. It says PTs, yes. This answer is $2.50. So sometimes when you go in the exam, you don't have to work it out, because you see it already. You're going to see some questions. All right. The moment you're doing a lot, you will see questions coming out. And the moment you see it, you know it, you just pick your answer and you put. But make sure that it is the same question. All right. Number 16. A man taxable income is 15,200. He pays tax at a rate of 25%. The amount of income tax he pays is. All right. Now you have to find out what they said. He pays tax at a rate of 25. They're using some nice rate. What does 25% mean? Anybody want to tell me what 25% refer to? Huh?
Quarter.
Exactly. So CXC knows that you're not using a calculator. So they're not going to give you anything that you can't work. They're not going to give you 32%. They're not going to give you 29%. No, you're going to get stuff like this. So 25 means a quarter. So all you have to do is to divide 15,200 by 4. So how many times will it go into that? 3? 3, 4 is 12. You have 3 here. 8.
It's 8, 3, 8.
And then 0, 0. So you're looking at 3,800. And I'm saying that they are going to make sure that you're able to easily handle your business. All right. Number 17. At the end of any year, a car is worth 5% less than what it was worth in the beginning. If the car is worth 10,000 in January, then by December, what's going to happen? Based on what the question says, the car will lose 5%. Now, there are many ways you can do that. But I told you from last night that you do notice that CXC is using some nice percentage, 5, 10, 15, those stuff. So I did say to you that find out 10% of anything is to just drop off 1 0 at the end. Bam. 10% means 1,000 in this case. You just drop off the 0 at the back. So then if I know 10%, that means 5% is $500. Without doing any working, I am able to just know my 5%. Because if I can find 10, and then I know that 5 is half of 10. Come on, man. You understand? So now I could take this 500 from the 10,000, yeah? And you can do it mentally and know that the answer is 9,500 at the end of the year. And I'm saying without even set up anything, because we are understanding some little tricks, some little tips we could go. And remember, no, I'm not saying that you have to do it this way. You could go your regular route, right? What if you wanna say, okay, I'm gonna take off my 5%. It's okay, you could do this. I won't do it, but you could. See there? And then now you do the rest. Whatever you do, make sure you're comfortable. So even though I'm showing you a little trick and a little tip, if you're not comfortable, use your old trick. So I'll try my best to do 2 ways. It's just that one goes faster. All right. Tom bought a pen for $60 and sold it to gain 20% of his cost. How much did he gain? You see that? Look at the percentage they're using. It has something to do with 10. You understand? So then I'm just saying 10% is $6. That means 20% is $12. I'm done. I don't need to calculate this because I want to be able to easily find 10 by looking at it. Even mentally, you know, when you look at it, you're like, oh, 10 is $6. You know? That means 20 is $12. So how much did he gain? $12. Without any big working, you're able to snap your fingers with your 10% idea. Appreciate the 10%. Trust me, you're going to use it a lot. Because look at this. They're asking about 30% now. 30% is still related to 10 because it's 3 times 10. Things like those. Let us see. All right. Number 19. Number 19 says, Mr. Duncan bought a table at a discount of 30%, thus saving $42. All right, very nice question. So now, what was the mark price? That means what was the original price? Anybody want to work that one and tell me what to do? Come on, go. That's how long it take to get it. Mark price.
It's 140, sir.
All right, what did you do?
I cross multiplied.
Yeah. No, I don't know. You
So-
tell me what you did.
I
What you set up?
30x is equal to the 42 times 100.
Where you want me to put the times 100?
That's the 42.
Now I'm asking, you said 30x equal to 42. So I set up that. Where you want me to put the 100? I was just asking what you did in it. Miss Scott.
Yes, sir, I'm coming. I was just putting down my plate.
Oh.
Sorry.
Okay.
So it's a 42 multiplied by 100.
So you want me to do this like that? Like that you want?
Yes, sir. And then I divide both sides by 30.
Okay. $140. All right. So this is doing it using algebra. Understanding what they're saying. Discount of 30. So you're saying 30% of something is 40. So Miss Scott is using up her algebraic knowledge, and that is fine. Use up the tools that you are comfortable with. Right? Use up the tools that you're comfortable with. Another approach to this same question. So that's an algebraic approach. Perfect. You get your mark. And let us say that for some reason you're struggling with your algebra, whatever reason. Another way you could work this, there are many ways. You could look at this if you want, and you could say, this is 30. That means if I divide it by 3, I'll get 10, right? So if you divide it by 3, you get 10. Divide this by 3, you get 10, which is 14. Now here's the deal. If 10% is 14, 100 would mean to put on back the 0. I'm just saying, this is how you can flow like that. You understand? More ways. You understand? So the moment you have 10, you can go to 100 by putting a 0 at the back. Yeah? And if you have 100 and you want to go 10, you take off at the 0. So you can manipulate this math to go anywhere you want to go. We're just saying that you can. So anything you want to do, you can do. You know what some people do in the exam? Some people did this. They said 30% plus 30 plus 30. So they said, watch this now. They said 42, 42, 42. So they realized that 90 and they said 10 and they said 14. Add up this, 140. This is maths. This is multiple choice. You do anything you want to do. It worked. I could tell you. So they said 30 and 30 and 30 and then 10 and they put it together. Bam, 140 still. Good to go? We're just saying multiple ways to get there. Get there if you can. All right. The simple interest on $800 for 3 years is 54. What is the rate? Remember your formula. The rate. You can find the rate by saying 100 times interest over. Hold on. You see, I put the interest. Yes, 100 times your interest over the principal times your time. So the formula for rate is 100I over PT. And then here you can do your canceling. This cancel this. And then I think whichever way you want to go with this now. This is 8 into the 54, not 8. I think 3 is what you want to use. 8 can't cancel that. You could cancel with 8, but you're not going to finish. I'm trying to go one time. So I'll say 3 into this one, I get about 18. And then you'll end up with 18 over 8. And then if you break this down, you get 9 over 4. No, when you're getting those, you're looking, if you see the answer, 9 over 4, no, but 9 over 4 is 2 times and 1 over 4. So 9 over 4 is this. So you can say, oh, that's the answer. So the thing is, it's up to you. It's when they put 4 over 9, I'm telling you, people reach 9 over 4. And for some reason, they think that, oh, it's a mistake I make, and pick the 4 over 9. No, relax. When you don't see what you want, look for it in another form. All right, look for it in another form and then see what you can do from there. So 2 1/4 would be a very good answer there. All right, the next question says, at a sale, each book was marked $3 off the original. Daniel pays $46 for 2 books, right? Same sale price. What is the original cost? Anybody want to tell what they think?
So it's 2 books. It's $46.
I'm listening. Go ahead. Gary's rich.
It's 2 books, and it's $46. So I would divide the 46 by 2.
$26,
Okay.
sir.
And then I add the $3.
All right. So what you get for your answer? I'm interested in your final answer. It's a multiple choice. Go ahead.
Is it 26, sir?
Could be
20.
$26.
26. Yeah. So there are many ways it can work, right? So you're looking at important details like you're gonna get $3 off. That's an agreement of 1. All right. Daniel paid 42 for 2. So you could say, all right, if he bought 2, that means he got $6 off overall. So that's $52. And then you could divide it by 2 and you go back 26. That's one approach. Another approach is then you could say, well, 46 for 2 divided by 2, that means he paid 23. But you would have said, okay, but he got $3 off 1 book. This is for 1 book. So you add back the 3, you still get 26. We have various ways of getting there. Get there if you can. Make sense? So any one of those answers are fine. And remember, they're not seeing your working out. So get the answers. Apply yourself to it. $7,000 is borrowed at a rate of 5% per annum. Simple interest, 3 years. All right, so you can work this out formula wise. Interest is equal to P times R times T over 100. P times R times T over 100. So it's all about you. So you're doing your stuff. So you're going to work out 5 3 is 15. So you have 70 times 15. Work this out. You don't have a calculator. 7535, 7173, 10. And put back your 0 at the end. You look and you see your answer. So at some time, you're going to have to do regular. You're on your own with that.
Sir, that's
Right.
what we do. That is so long.
Or, yeah, man, there are many ways. You could have found, you can find 5% of this and multiply by 3 right now.
I
You
got
get-
me this, sir.
Because, as I say, remember, you have many ways. So the 10% thing is the boss. Because I don't have to work it out, right? You could
Mhm.
say 10% right now is 700.
700.
That means 5%. 5% is 350. So you know that without working. And then know that's for 1 year. So if you just say 350 times 3, you're going to get back that same answer. So what are we noticing? These things here, there are multiple ways to get there. I don't think anybody should go in the exam and flop. All right, Michelle? Many ways to get those answers out. All right, let's go. 7 times the product of 2 numbers, A and B, may be multiplied as, may be written as. So the key thing is 7 times, all right, the product of A and B. So the product of A and B, products means to multiply. That's AB. 7 times that, times 7. You're just looking for that. And the answer is right there. Very straightforward. If an integer that satisfies the inequality, if X is an integer, okay. Basically what they want you to do is to solve this, all right? So all you hear them talk, what they want you to do is to solve this. So you want to solve this right now. So you could just divide by 2 so that you get the X alone. So my aim is to get the X alone here. So what I'll do, I'll divide by 2, which means I have to divide everything else by 2 and then take a look at it. 2. And then you look for your answer. There it is. So you solve it, solve it. Solve. $25. Everybody work out that for me. No, work out that, guys.
Finish, sir.
Okay. All right, so what we want to do here is you want to distribute. So 5 times 2x is 10x. 5 times -1 is -5. And this is equal to 35. Then you add 5. So 10x is equal to 40. So you could see x is
Divide by
equal,
10, so it's 4.
x is equal to 4. All right. This one, try not to error. So you're gonna put together the numbers, then the letters. When you multiply the same letter,
6
You
x
add
to the 5th.
you add their powers. So 6x
X to the 5th.
to the 5th. And we have gone through those ideas like from about October. I mean, when you multiply the same letters, you add their powers and look out for negative sign if it is there and stuff like that. Substitution. If x is equal to 4 and y is equal to 2, what is the value of x squared, that is 4 squared, plus 3 times y, 3 times 2, over xy, 4 times 2. 16 plus 6 over 8, 22 over 8 is 11 over 4. And if you don't see that, you said 4 into 11 is 2 times, hold on. 4 into 11 is 2 times and remainder 3 over 4. And then you look, you say, oh, finally. So the moment you're not seeing one of the answers that you get, then you start changing it to another form and you look. So you want to represent your answer in other ways after you look. Don't just do it and waste time. If you don't see it, then you make a next move. The sum of two positive numbers, P and Q, is that. So I'll set up this as I go. The sum means to add. So you say P and Q add to give 32. Their difference is 12. So you're saying P minus Q is 12. So right now, I'll just add these ideas. So when I add 1 and 2, so that I can eliminate, I'm just saying, just adding these ideas, I'll get 2P, which is gonna give me 44, because as you could see, negative Q and positive Q become 0. So P, I've already found 1. P is equal to 22. But if I know that P is 22, then I can find the other thing. Remember, if P is 22, right? Think about it. P is 22. Think back at the first statement.
10, when you add them together, you get 32.
Minus 9.
Exactly.
So, right, 10.
Yes, yes. So you're seeing it coming now. So then respond to the question. What is the smaller? 10. A lot of people work this out and pick the wrong answer. What is the smaller? 10. Be careful. You don't want to solve it and then as you find 22, you pick it without seeing that they're asking for the smaller. So we're talking about looking. Trust me. And that is why I say we're doing a lot of these questions as we go through. When ideas come out, we talk about it. All right, let's go again. It says, when 6 is added, this one, anybody remember seeing this question? We did it last night.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What's
A.
the answer?
A.
The
A.
answer is, this one is A. So it's what we're talking about. They're coming back at you. All right. Number 30. The volume of a cube with edge 10. Anybody remember seeing this?
Similar. Yes,
No,
similar.
sir.
We had different numbers, but it's the same.
Yes.
So,
Yes. So we're talking about 10, 10, 10.
10.
Volume, it means 10 times 10 times 10, 1,000. You're gone again. Very simple. So the multiple choice is just testing all your areas, but in a very simple way. Check this one out now. Everybody solve that one for me. Let me see those who are solving. Go ahead. Let me see those who will solve that. All right. Now time is up. You have 90 seconds. So with this now, I mean, it's up to you. It's up to you. I don't know. Mentally, I'm seeing that the answer is -1. Honestly.
-1.
Yeah, mentally, it's -1. Understand? But because I know what I want. Understand? But what you can do though, you can say, all right, subtract 3 from both sides. All right. So let me kind of do it. There are many ways to do it, but I'm just going to do it. -3 from both sides, right? So you're going to have 2 over x equal to -2. And then you can ask yourself that mental question. 2 divided by what give me -2? At that moment, you could say 2 divided by -1, you know, give me -2. If not, remember that if you're having 3 things dividing, you could switch out these 2 things. So you'll have +2 over -2, and the x goes there. And there goes your -1 again. So there are diverse ways of working your problem. You would have learned enough algebra to walk yourself out of it. Anybody remember this same question here? How many kilograms are there in a ton?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This question has been coming from, I have been doing maths. And I did it like about 1993. So, all right. It says, AOB is a sector of a circle such that angle AOB equals 60 and OB is R units long. The area of AOB is what? So basically, you see, you notice the pi is in the answer. So they are asking you, what can you set up to get the area of the sector? Area of sector, I could write the formula up here. It's going to be the angle, which is theta, over 360. And you want to multiply that by pi r squared. So remember, it's the area of the circle, but a fraction of it. And the fraction, the angle for that will be right there. So basically, then you're setting up 60 over 360, and you write back your pi r squared. Notice your answer full of pi r squared. You're not canceling the pi r squared. So you cancel the 60 and the 360, you get 1/6. So the answer is 1/6 pi r squared. You look if you find that. If it's not there, then you look again, but here it is. And be careful, look at this. Be careful. Be careful. 1/6 pi r. A lot of people pick that by error. All right, so look out of your eyes. Anybody remember this exact question?
Yes, sir. 35.
35. Repeat. All right, so for this question now, let me try to get all of it. All right, good. So for this question, let me go back. It says, which of the following, no, which of the figures below, not drawn to scale, has an area of 1/2, 4 + 5 × 2? Remember, the shape that you're looking on is a trapezium. People call it a trapezoid. The area of a trapezium is always 1/2 the sum of the parallel sides times the height. Now, A and B is the sum of the parallel sides. Parallel sides, the arrows showing, you'll know the parallel sides. So you want to look at this formula and see which one of them match it. The moment I understand the formula, this is the height. So you're looking for that. So this is the only one with the height there. As in, 2 must be the height. So see there, the parallel sides, see them there? So that's D. So you want to just take your time and look. And you do notice that they're not testing any skill of computation right now. A lot of times they just want to know that you know what to do. 36. A car travels 80 km/h in 2.5 hours. What is the speed in km/h? Anybody? Quickly. A car travels 80 kilometers, should say. Okay, again. A car travels 80 kilometers in 2.5 hours. What is the speed in kilometer per hour? We're gonna work it out. All right. Remember, you travel this amount of kilometers, but you did it in a lot of time. You did it in 2.5 hours. 18 kilometers you did. So if you want to go the long road, like you can say, what is this distance? What is this time? What is speed? Speed is distance over time. See that? The answer wrong, brother. And so the speed is gonna be 80 divided by 2.5. It look like 32.
32.
Yeah, it can't be this, it can't be this, and it can't be this. You could see the answer is 32, but you could just divide it out. You have to be careful with this. Set up a formula. So what is the hint? The hint is, I gave you some knowledge the second to last class. Speed, velocity, those things. Speed is always distance over time, you know? So you set it up. You look at your distance, look at your time, and then take your time and work it. But what if you don't want to do this? What if you don't want to set up that? You could still set it up like this. You could still say 80 divide by 2.5. Remember, I'm just showing you various ways to help yourself. 2.5 is the same thing as 5/2. So you could say 80 divided by 5/2, which means 80 times 2/5. You say it gets simple now. Look at that. Of course, it gets simple now, right? So then 5 into itself, 1, 5 into 80, 1, 3, 16. 16 times 2, 32. See what I'm talking? So I'm saying you want to be able to manipulate this thing. I would turn my 2.5 into an improper fraction and use it. You understand? I'll use it this way because I'm in a multiple choice exam. I would not do it this way. I would not do it this way and add that, and then I would not do it this way. And yes, it can work, but I would not do it that way. Understand? I would just set up my fraction and then the answer come out easier. This will still give you 32. All right? So it doesn't matter to me, you know. Just make sure that you're connected. 37. The area of a rectangle is 53.6 square cm. If the length is multiplied by 4 and the width is half, the area would be what? Come on, everybody. I'm giving you 90 seconds to figure out that. Literally giving you 90 seconds. I'm on my watch.
Is it C?
Yeah. Come on, everybody else. Work out your math yourself. You need to work it for yourself. What would you do to get the answer?
Sir,
Answer
D.
You got D.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna check it. Now, watch this. Ideas. We know about a rectangle.
C.
All right. You know about a rectangle. So then hear what they said. The area of a rectangle is length times width. So length times width is 53.6. The reason why I'm using length times width is because the question revolves around length and width because the length, the width. So because of that, I'm using that. So we know it's length times width. Now, hear what they just said. They said if the length is multiplied by 4. So that's 4L. And the width is half. What's going to happen here? So I am saying to you, all you have to do is to do it. Set up what they say. Remember, when you multiply, you can cancel things, you know. So this 2 can cancel the 4 2 times. Look what you have in the end. 2LW. So at the end of the day, the whole thing would be affected by doubling. See there? L times W will just be doubled. When you multiply by 4 and divide by 2, the end result is that whatever you had in the beginning will double. So if you double this, let me write it a little better. Double it. You'll get your 107.2. Rihanna, the answer is Rihanna, what I did, multiply 56 by 4. 53.6 by 4, right? I say you have to be careful. Another way you could have done it, you could multiply what you could have done, which would take up some time. You could multiply this by 4 and then divide by 2. Because length times width, 1 is multiplied, 1 is divided. Here's the same idea. 2 into itself, 1, 2 into 4, 2. Final response, 53.6 times 2. You can see it coming out. Doesn't matter what route you take, you will end up at the same place. So follow the instructions and proceed. 38. A man leaves home at 22:15 hours and reaches his destination at 4 hours on the following day in the same time zone. How many hours did the journey take? Now, this 22, we did something similar with a different. This is in the PM, and this is in the AM. So the night coming into the morning. Check. All right, so you have to be careful with these checkings. All right. What you can do in a multiple choice, you could check systematically. For example, you could be checking like you're saying, all right, 22:15. And you could say the next stop would have been 23:15. I'm just checking something. And then you would have gone 00:15. Then you're gone 1:15. Then you're gone 2:15. Then you're gone 3:15. There's no 4:15. All right, 3:15, then you're going up to 4. Check. This is not 1 enough. It's the time between this and this is 1. The time between this and this is 2. So you have 1, 2 hours, 3, 4, 5. 5 hours. And then you have another 45 minutes to come here. 45 minutes is 3/4 of an hour. So you can see 5 hours and 3/4 of an hour coming out. You can check it like that. Whatever you want to do, it's up to you, right? You have to take a time, feel out the thing, and do what you have to do. Anybody? Anybody saying anything here? You could check on your fingers. 10:15, 11:15, that's 1 hour. 12:15, 1:15, 2:15, 3:15, 4:15. Oh, 4:15 is not in. So you stop at 3:15 and you check up how many hours that, 5 hours. And then you said from 3:15 to 4 o'clock is another 3/4 of an hour, and you pick your answer, you go. 39. The perimeter of a square is 48. What is the area? Anybody want to state what that is?
144.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
144.
There's 4 sides are equal. That's 12. So the area would be 12 by 12.
Yes. So what you want to do is start with your 48. Understand that all the sides are the same. So 48 divided by 4 is 12. That's one side. So the area would now be 12 times 12, which is 144. Very good going. Questions are very simple, straightforward. Among a group of employees, the highest paid receive a weekly of 105.4. If the range is 2750, how much is the lowest? Remember, this is regular stats where we're suggesting that the regular stats, the concept of a range is the highest minus the lowest. That's the range. Highest minus the lowest. So then the highest is 105.40. The lowest, you don't know. But you do know the range, 2750. So then, I'm just saying, it's a simple math. So the lowest is the simple of the highest minus your range. I'm just saying it's a simple math. This is where the answer is. If I take the range from the highest, I get the lowest. See there? So the range is that, but you can manipulate the idea to get what you want. So do your subtraction. All right, so what are we gonna subtract? We're gonna subtract 105 minus 2750. You could put 0, 0 to help you there. Subtract.
Sir,
Yes.
we get C.
All right. Everybody agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Oh, this is 40. Yeah. All right. Very good. Very good working. So guys, you see these ideas, what it is that they're pulling on here. Because yes, when I talk and tell you, but it's going to be your responsibility to know what the range is. We talk about range in statistics. Because, I mean, even in regular, you would say, if you go on a car mart, you said, all right, wherever you go somewhere, you said, what the range of price? You expect them to tell you from the lowest to the highest. The range is that idea. So we're suggesting that the range is going to be the highest minus the smallest. And then they can ask you any one of the three. They could have asked for the largest, the smallest. So you could set up the formula and then look at it and balance. You know what? Look at this. You know that range plus lowest give highest. I'm not swatting. I'm only looking at the idea. If this is added to this side, I get the highest. So you want to think of the idea. You can manipulate them. Range is equal to I minus low. So if I want to find, so R plus L give H, you could see that transposition. You could bounce them around to get what you want. And L is equal to H minus R. You're on your own with them. Balance them out. So the one formula for range will work. Item 41 refers to the information below, which shows the scores obtained by 11 footballers in a goal shooting competition. The modal score, the one that occurs most frequently, I'm seeing 3, 3, 3. So the modal score is 3. Okay, Spence. A bag containing 2 red, 4 yellow, and 6 blue marbles of a similar shape, size, and shape. The probability of drawing a blue marble from the bag is what? Remember, we speak of the desired outcome over the total possibility. It's a possible 12. It's out of 12 already. Blue, 6 out of 12, 1 over 2. So if I look for 6 out of 12 and it's not there, cancel down 1 over 2. Item 43 refers to item
This is
40.
another repeat, sir.
Yes, with the 50, this is 50, not true.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Did I do 41? Yes, I did. Yeah, man, this one is 15. See that? This is another repeat. All right, 44. If 12 students prefer chocolate, then the total number of students is what? Go ahead. I want to see what you work out. Everybody, quickly, get an answer.
$72, sir.
Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. All right. Sounds good. I don't know what the answer is, but I think all right, let's work it out. All right. What did we get? We get 12 students prefer chocolate. Here's chocolate right here. So I'll put 12 here. But the thing is, this is a straight line. So because that is a straight line, that means 120 out of the 180 would leave you with 60 here. So there are, at this time, I have many ways to solve this problem, right? One of the ways could solve it, I could relate. If 60 is 12, 120 is 24. That's one way, which means then half of it is 36. That means the other half must be 36. Since they want the total, 72. 36 plus 36. That's one way. You know what else you could have done? You could have looked at it and said, well, if 60 degrees is 12, how many times could the 60 go into the 360? So each time it goes into it, it's going to be times 12, because it's like having 12 each time. So it's like I'm splitting up the entire circle into 6 pieces, each of 60 degrees with 12. 12 sixes, 72 again. Yeah, like, you know what I mean? You could flow and flow and flow and flow and flow. All right, let's go. Of 120 students writing an exam, 100 are expected to pass. the estimated probability that a randomly selected student will fail the exam is what? Now you're thinking of 120 students writing an exam, 100 are expected to fail. The estimated probability that a randomly selected student will fail. 100 should pass. So if we have 120 and 100 should pass, is 20 going to fail? Agree?
Yes, sir.
So since they're asking about
20.
fail,
That's
you
just
could go
one
to
six.
fail. Yeah. So the question is, the estimated probability that a randomly selected student will fail is what? 20 out of 120. Cancel. 1, 6. You write it down and then you look, here is 1, 6, you go. Now a lot of people would get this. And here comes trouble. They'll end up with 5/6 because they're not reading. They gave you pass, but they're asking about fail. I'm saying to you, a lot of people think that, you know, a lot of people go in the exam and they think they did well. No, they just misinterpret. They're not looking. So, and the thing is, these questions are properly designed. The distractor is there. So the moment you make the error, something is there for you to see. And remember, you're not when you know that you made an error. You understand? So that is why I'm saying read. All right, let's go to number 46. 46 is saying, which diagram illustrates a function? Yesterday, we did a vertical line test to test a function. Now, they're actually giving you one of those mapping diagram, right? And I said to you, understand that whenever you're looking at a mapping diagram, where the X is where the arrow is moving from. So that means over here is X and over here is Y. All right, the arrow always leave where X is. It never goes towards X. Let me repeat, the arrow points towards Y. Now, how you're going to know what is a function? Let me tell you what is not a function. What is not a function is when you have, this is why, when you have one X value, listen what I said, when one X value goes towards, when you have, my bad, when you have one X value going towards two different Y values, one X value. So if you're seeing where, look, one X value goes towards two Y values, you're not a function. I'm seeing one X value goes towards two, not a function. I'm seeing one X value goes towards two, not a function. Over here, I'm seeing one go to one, one go to one, one go to one. And even if you want to say, but sir, two different X values go to the same, that's fine. But those X values, they only went to one. I know that you can get 10 X values going to one thing, but it's 10 different things. To them, they only have that one. So that is the idea. So if I have, let us say, so the answer is D, right? And the reason why the answer is D, it is simply because all of these X values, they went to only one. So you look, as long as the X values just point towards one, it's fine. So if I have a coordinate of 0, 7, and then I have 5, 7, this is a function. Why? Because 0 only go to 7, 5 only go to 7. The X values is the focus. How many did they go towards? They only go towards 1. Then you know they're a function. Look at the problem now. The problem is when you have like number 1 go to 8, then number 1 go to 9. No, this can't happen. We're not supposed to see that one X value with two different. That can't happen. All right? So the focus is on the X value. Remember that. Let's go to the next. All right, so this one is saying the graph of the inequality diagram is defined as what? Take a look. Anybody remember when we pointed out that open, it's not shaded. So the fact that it's not shaded, this is off, this is off. So I've already eliminated 2. So it's either A or B. Now you notice it's heading, it is highlighting number 1, and then it points to negative infinity. So X is less than 1. Less than is to the left. Less than is going that way. So X is less than 1. And remember, the moment I see this, it can only be those. And the moment I see this shaded, can only be these. So quickly, the moment I see this, I have already identified what cannot be a part of my solution. Take them out and then focus. 48 says f of x is equal to 2x squared minus 1. So let's do f of negative 3. If I'm going to do f of negative 3, then I'm going to substitute negative 3. Anybody remember this question? It's how long going to take to realize? Remember me writing number 17 last night?
Remembered it, sir, yes.
Same question come back. All right.
That
Straight
one
line.
also.
And this one.
This
Yes.
one. That's
yes.
D.
Yes, it cuts it at 0, -2. And I went further to tell you that every single y-intercept would have a 0 for your x. Yeah? Anybody remember this one? It wasn't this one, but the answer became the same.
Yeah.
Because I think they started with 2y. They started with 2y. All right, but anyways, for this though, in order to tell the gradient, I was saying then that when you want to tell
mx plus c.
yes, when you want to tell the gradient, put it in this format, and then you can. So we're gonna take 2y plus 3x minus 8. We're gonna set it up. So I'm going to push down my 8 a little bit. So I'm gonna leave the 2y for now, but I'm going to get a negative 3x and then a negative 8. So as you can see, this come here, setting it up to suit this, right? And then now you divide both sides by your 2. So you have y is equal to negative 3 over 2x, then minus 8. So negative 3 over 2 is the answer. All right. Which of the following statement best describes the function? Now you want to see which one best describes the function.
Sir, I didn't see the answer for number 50, sir. I didn't see the answer, sir.
Huh?
I didn't see the answer for 50,
Negative
sir.
3 over 2. Negative 3 over 2.
Okay.
Guys, you know that you can apply the pattern and work this one out. I'm just saying, look, they're adding 3. Adding 3. Adding 3. You could use the pattern and do it. You know? What do you think?
So it's D, f of x equal x plus 3.
Yep. All right. So everybody, can you see that? Look, remember, I know when you're going there, you're on your own.
Yes, sir.
You're supposed to look at this.
Yes, sir.
You're supposed to look at that and see what happened. So you said 2, 5, 5. You kind of see it easily, like you say, oh, but this is,
Yes.
you know?
Chess marathon online, June 11th. What's up? Yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
tell them already?
So you take your time and you look. So you're like, okay, this is this.
Why did he say that?
Why did you say what?
All right. So you pick the last one and you move on. All right.
What to WhatsApp the number?
Everybody good right there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's look at 52 now. So 52 says if the sum of the interior angles of a polygon is 4, they're saying they have 4 right angles. then the polygon is what? Which one of these might have 4 right angles? Obviously,
sir.
triangle can't have 4.
Quadrilateral.
Hexagon,
Quadrilateral.
pentagon, so it has to be a quadrilateral. All they want to know here, if you understand that quadrilateral would have 4 angles all the time. Next one now. I think we're gonna look at this to answer the question. That AB and CD are parallel. Which of the following best describes the relation between X and Y? Anybody? What's the relation between them?
A, sir.
So
Yes.
they are equal.
They are equal. Very
Equal.
good. And what is the principle called? What do we call it? Yeah, EJ, right. Anybody else?
Opposite alternate angle.
Yes. It's alternate angles. And what's the nickname for it?
Z angle.
Z angles. Very good. So I want you guys to do, we're not missing those, you know, man. These are giveaway questions, you know, guys. These are things that we use every day. X and Y, they are equal because of the Z angle. And let me just point out the Z part. Is a backway Z this time, and I see it there. And every time the Z set nice, but it's the Z angle principle still. All right, look at this now, isosceles. Anybody remember? Isosceles. But whether or not it is an isosceles triangle, you still could
A
have
triangle, because it's a
Yeah.
triangle.
and you get 2 already.
So you add
it's-
those two and subtract it from one. You
From
get
180.
Yeah,
Yep.
very straightforward. Very straightforward. 120 and you're gone. All right, very straightforward. All right, 55. So they're gone into some geometry now. That's where they're at. So the image of, anybody remember this one though? Oh, it's not it.
But
don't
it's
think it is.
similar though.
But it's the same idea. The image of P, which is -3,4 under translation. Remember I said to you, I'll say it again, object plus translation
What?
gives image. And this formula can be manipulated. So if they give me object and image, transpose people and get translation. You understand? If they give me image and translation, transpose and get your object. This time we got object and translation. We don't need to transpose because the formula set up and say object plus translation give image. So we have that already. So we're going to say -3,2 plus 2,1 is what? -1,3. So then you want to note that it should be in this format. So you're looking for -1,3 there. Number 56. All right, so 56 is saying to you, how many? 56 is saying, how many congruent triangle ADE would be needed to cover the rectangle ABCD? So guys, you have to be thinking. Well, this is not no big thinking anyway, but let me highlight. This is the rectangle. And what they are saying is, how many of this triangle how many? And when they say congruent, they are saying same size and everything. How many of that could fit? There are more than one ways to work it out. One of the easy ways you could do it is you kind of mark them off. Like you're marking it off and you can see. So 1,
8 of them.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
6.
6.
So the answer is 6. Another way you could have done it is to find the area of the rectangle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a 6 by 6, 36. So the area of the rectangle is 36. So now let me find the area of one of the triangle, because we want to know how many of it can go into it. 2, 6. Area of triangle half base times height. 6. So then if I divide 36 by 6, it's going to give me 6 of them. So I get back a 6. So this is math. Whichever way you can get the answer, get it. Whether you want to use counting, whatever, take your time, relax. Draw diagrams, fill it out, or use other skills. But definitely, we will get the same answer as we go forward. Trigonometry now. They cover in the entire syllabus in here. You guys notice? It's a good thing we finish the syllabus. So there's a triangle not drawn to scale. Angle BAC, back, is 30. And AB is 40 meters. The length BC in meters is what? So what is the length BC? All right, so we want to find this over here. The fact that it's a right angle triangle should say something. We're saying so ka tower. Which one, right? I can use the 30 to find BC if I have this. Now, what is BC? Context. What is BC? Anybody?
The opposite.
Thank you. Bam. BC is opposite. And what is the 40?
Hypotenuse.
Hypotenuse. So which one has hypotenuse and opposite?
Sine.
Sine.
Fine, that's it.
So basically then you want to set it up and say sine 30 is BC over 40. So BC, come on, BC is going to be 40 sine 30. And you look and it's number 1. See that? So it's not like they want to, it's not like you're going to work out the real answer. They want to know that you can set it up to work it. So the exam really a test for understanding, because apart from a man that will guess it, you're not going to pick the right thing if you don't work it out right. So it really testing your skills properly too. So them gone in a transformation now. Triangle LMN is rotated in a clockwise direction. Remember, they're paying attention to this. You know what, let me snip it. Just to give you some context to what we're doing. Let's snip this. All along, we should have snipping. I know why I never remember. Never remember about snipping. And I waste time throughout the class. A crap. You remember? I remember of the snip. All right. There it is. So we're saying now, this triangle will be rotated 90 degrees in a clockwise. Clockwise means the hand of a clock. We're going to go this way. All right. Remember, I said to you now, look out. Whenever you do clockwise 90 or anti-clockwise 90, the moment you go 90, even 270, horizontal line become vertical. So I am using this as my marker. So this is out, because the moment I'm going 90, horizontal line become vertical. I'm looking for LN like this, or LN like that, depending on the direction. But based on the direction I'm going, I'm going to notice that the N will be at the bottom, right?
And the L at the top.
Yeah, so you're looking for something like that, all right? So let us do it here. So I'm saying, is it shaped the same way? Yeah. So if you're going to go 90, all you're going to go is this way. This is why I love my online class. Here it is. Let's put it back. Now I can just show you like this. The fact that I move it once, everybody can see it now. Make sense? Yeah? Clockwise? Yeah? clockwise. So you're looking for a shape like that. Let's see if we're seeing that. See there? Is that B? Is it that B? Look at B. Everybody
Yes,
agree?
sir.
B.
Yes, sir.
All right. But look
Yes,
at, you
sir.
know, they all look at this. You know that some people pick this? Look at this. Everybody see the trick? Look at this one. You see that? Because the L is at the top too, you know. So you have to be careful. So if you don't notice that, you're looking for the M out there. Based on where the M was, you're looking for the M over the right side. You're going problem too, you know, because look at that. You see that? So you have to be very careful. Have to be very careful. Our answer is D. All right. Very good. Let's go 59. A plane is flying in the direction of 40 degrees, 45 degrees and changes course to 100 and okay. What's the angle between? All right. All right. So basically then it's like you're doing a bearing, right? And you were like, oh, my first bearing is this. And you know that this is 45. And then your second bearing you change direction and you come this. So that means you'd have passed this and gone all the way here. And this is 135. The angle between, a lot of questions that we did recently with bearings, the angle between is to subtract. Since they did overlap themselves, the angle between would have been, or the angle that you really passed, because in reality, you know, you're really coming from 45 to here. But how bearings is done, you go back to 0. So some of it will overlap. So you want to pluck out back that 45 from it, and you're gonna get 90 degrees is actually the real, this is the real angle that was changed, was 90 degrees. But how bearings was done, you have to go all the way from the north again. So that is why it might seem like that. All right. A prime, B prime, C prime is the image of ABC under an enlargement of scale factor 2. The area of A prime, B prime, C prime in square is what? This area they want you. You want the area. All right. So this is the image of ABC. So I want the area of the image. So it gets bigger. I don't have to work it out. I don't have to work it out. Meaning I don't have to work out the big one physically. What I need to do is to understand what is the area of the small one. The side is 2, the side is 2. The area is half base times height, and I'm getting 2. So I'm getting 2 for the original one. What is the scale factor? They said the scale factor is 2. But if you're going to relate area to area, remember I told you, area to area, your scale factor must square. So area to area is k squared, you're going to have to work with, which is 4. So we're saying here, the image got bigger because the scale factor was 2 for the image. So what happened is that you could say that it gets bigger. So if the smaller one has an area of 2, and when we work out the relationship between area to area, you're going to get 4. Then A prime, B prime, C prime area will be 2 times 4, 8. Anybody will put 2 or put 4 in a problem. And it was designed for a lot of people to pick. A lot of people to pick 4. Because they would have said 2, 2 is 4. But we want to understand in this class that the moment you touch area, you can't use k. You have to use k squared to relate one area to the next area. We spoke about this from that time, and here it is again. I really believe everybody can really hit their 60, right? Hit your 60.